Hello everyone. Today we are going to deal with the topic pharmacokinetic models. So far you have discussed about the basic considerations, what is the rate, what is order of reaction, and what is zero order kinetics and what is first order kinetics, half-life of zero order and everything you have discussed so far. Today we are going to discuss about the topic that pharmacokinetic models. What are the pharmacokinetic model that involved in the quantitative estimation of that pharmacokinetic parameters and pharmacokinetic processes. Here, what are the pharmacokinetic parameters? Sorry, pharmacokinetic models, and for what purpose it will be useful. Basically, that four pharmacokinetic processes that involved once the drug administration takes place is the absorption, distribution, and metabolism and the excretion. And here, and each and every process is involved with the drug movement. Such drug movement within the body is said to be a complex process. You can't simply say it that particular absorption is takes place, that particular distribution is takes place, so and so tissues. This much amount is excreted, so much amount is get excreted. You can't say simply by visualization or simply by that simple estimation. Here, that means the drug movement within the body is the complex process completely. Such type of complex process, how much drug, that whole drug movement quantitative estimation can be done by consideration with the by some approaches. Commonly, two major approaches can be used for the quantitative estimation or the quantitative study of such kinetic processes. Here, the drug movement is explained by the four kinetic processes. Such process is to explain it is the simple. It is not simple. It is some complex process, and it can be better explained by the consideration some approaches, that two major approaches which will be useful to estimate quantitative study of that various kinetic process of the drug disposition in the body. And what are the approaches means, that important approaches, two important approaches are the model approach and second one is the model independent approach. Here model approach, commonly the most common model approach is that compartment approach. It can be useful. Here there is no model will be considered. Here simply it can be as such, it can be explained without consideration of any model. That's why any model, that means compartment model, that's why it is said to be the model independent approach, which is said to be a non-compartmental analysis. Here that model approach is said to be one of the model analytical model analysis can be done under that particular model approach is the compartmental analysis. Here there is no compartmental consideration is takes place. That's why it is said to be the non-compartmental analysis. Before going to the different compartment models and how can you differentiate that particular compartment models from one form to one model to the another one, let us have idea regarding what is a model, what is a compartment. You are discussing again, you are saying here that model approach and here non-compartmental analysis. What is the model, what is a compartment, for what purpose, the how can it will be dealt in order to estimate that quantitative estimation of the disposition process of the drug. First of all, that model is a mathematical description of a biological system and is used to express that quantitative relationships. Here the model is nothing but it is a mathematical description. If you say in order to determine the volume of distribution, once the distribution attains that equilibrium, our motto is to determine one of the important pharmacokinetic parameter, volume of distribution. For that you are using the term, it will be used that relationship, the quantitative relationship between, by using that amount of the drug present in the body to that of the concentration of the drug in the plasma. Vd is equal to x by c, commonly it used. That is one mathematical description. You have, by using that quantitative relation, how much of the quantity of the drug that distributed in that particular tissue can be determined by using that formula. That means that model is a mathematical description of a biological system. For each and every process, some mathematical terms can be used. T hub one formula, clearance one formula, AUC one formula. Like that, each and every term, each and every process, pharmacokinetic parameter. Once the drug movement is take place in our biological system, that each and every process quantitative relationship can be better explained by that mathematical description term of a biological system is said to be the model. Simply, it is the mathematical term which is used for the quantitative relationship is said to be the model. And second term is, what is the compartment? Compartment is a group of tissues with a similar blood flow and as well as the drug affinity. That means with respect to the, if you are taking some depending upon the blood flow, that whole the tissues that present in our body, all the organs will be divided into the three groups. That means highly perfused tissues, poorly perfused tissue, or moderate to perfused tissues will be there. Highly perfused tissue, if you take that heart, brain, liver, blood flow, kidney, coming to all this, blood flow will be very good, high blood flow will be there. That's why all these particular tissues will be comes under one type of the compartment. Moderately perfused tissue, if you take the skin and adipose which is having a moderately perfused tissues, come that moderate blood flow will be there. Coming to that poorly perfused tissue, if you take nails, bones, all these things will be as muscles, all these will be, there is no blood flow. In such cases it is said to be that poorly perfused tissue. Compartment is nothing but it is comprises of a group of tissues with similar blood flow and as well as the drug affinity is said to be the compartment. Model is nothing but it is the mathematical description in order to explain the quantitative relationship, and the compartment is nothing but the group of the tissues with similar blood flow and the drug affinity. And here keep in your mind, here you are only, it is an assumption only that compartment is a group of tissues with a similar blood flow, and here that compartment is not a real physiological or anatomical reason. Here considering whole blood as a whole, coming to that particular blood tissue or otherwise that liver, kidney, all this will be considered as the one having that with respect to that blood flow comes under that one compartment. Here different tissue, poorly perfused tissue will be comes under the one compartment, but a compartment is not a real, it is only assumption, it does not have any radiological or otherwise the anatomical reason or real physiological meaning will not be there. And here what is the pharmacokinetic model? Here the model is the mathematical description. Here what is the pharmacokinetic model means, it is the hypothetical structure only. You are in order to quantitative estimation or in order to explain that particular disposition process or absorption process in our body, some assumption is made. That means it is a hypothetical structure only. For what purpose this hypothesis is done means, in order to describe that fate of the drug in the biological system following the drug. Once upon the administration of the drug in a particular route of administration, how the drug will be behavior, how it will be undergoes that fate, that means undergoes that metabolism, undergoes that disposition process, everything will be whole pharmacokinetic processes in the biological system, how that behavior of the drug, whole thing can be described by using some hypothesis. That hypothetical structures are said to be the pharmacokinetic model. Simply you can say that model is a mathematical description in order to give the quantitative relationship in the biological system once the drug will be administered. Here compartment is the group of the tissue with respect to the similar to the blood flow, and here the compartment does not have any real physiological or the anatomical region. And here the pharmacokinetic models or the hypothetical region. What are the pharmaco model is mathematical term. What is the pharmacokinetic model means? This is the hypothetical structure only, hypothesis one assumption only. For what purpose is hypothesis structure made means, in order to describe the pharmacokinetic processes of a drug in the biological system within our body once the drug is following some route of administration, any type of the administration. Once the drug is administered, such type of that administration, how the drug will be undergoes that movement of the drug, whole drug, that means absorption, distribution, whole processes can be better explained by this pharmacokinetic models. That pharmacokinetic models can be explained under the different types. Methods of analysis of the pharmacokinetic data. This method, simply word, the pharmacokinetic models are useful to that particular method analysis of the pharmacodynamic data can be done by using this pharmacokinetic model. These are the different models, pharmacokinetic model that can be used in the analysis of the drug disposition process in the body. That pharmacokinetic analysis of the pharmacodynamic data method can be broadly classified first into two types. First one is the model approach and second one is the model independent approach. And that model approach, it can be further classified into three types. First one is the compartment model, second one is the physiological model, and third one is the distributed parameter model. And here model independent approach, which is the non-compartmental analysis without assumption of any compartment. Here that analysis can be, that pharmacokinetic data analysis can be done. Here again, this more compartment model, depending upon the arrangement of that compartment that involved in that analysis, it can be further expanded into the two model, that is the mammillary model and as well as the quaternary model. And here that physiological model, depending upon the whether it will be, that analysis is done based upon the perfusion rate limited or otherwise diffusion rate limited, it can be classified into two types, that is the perfusion limited and as well as the diffusion limited. These are the different models, simply that model approach and model independent approach. Here model approach further broadly into compartment model, physiological model and distributed parameter model, whereas the model independent approach, there is no specific categories, only one by the analysis of the non-compartmental analysis, whole model independent approach can be explained. Here the same thing, only further how it can be classified. Here pharmacokinetic model, compartment models, non-compartment models and physiological models, and under that here under that particular model approach only, another one is the distributed parameter models. Here compartment models further classified into that particular quaternary model and as well as the mammillary model. Most of the cases that under the compartment model, this mammillary model can be useful. Why it is the quaternary model will be less used, later we will discuss. The most of the cases that under the compartmental kinetic modeling, analysis can be done by using the mammillary models only. Under that non-compartmental analysis or non-compartment model, that different parameters can be determined, or the MRT, MDT will be there, mean residence time, mean absorption time, all things, and as well the mean dissolution times, all the parameters can be commonly determined under that particular non-compartmental models. And here that particular mammillary model will be depending upon the number of compartments. Here you are telling that compartmental models, how many compartments that involved in the analysis of the pharmacokinetic data. Depending upon that, it may be a one compartment model or a two compartment model or a multi-compartment model. If that particular analysis of the pharmacokinetic data can be done with respect to the more than one compartment involvement takes place, in such cases it is said to be the multi-compartment model. Out of the all multi-compartment model, most common approach can be used with the two compartment model. Again, one compartment model will be a IV bolus will be there, single oral dose will be there, IV infusion will be there, intermittent IV infusion will be there, multiple, and that means that one compartment model followed by the IV bolus administration, one compartment model followed by extravascular administration, one compartment model followed by IV infusion, one compartment model intermittent IV infusion, and here one compartment model followed by the multiple doses regimen or the multiple doses. That means these are the classification that comes under the one compartment model. For this one derivation, one analytical method formula, analytical formulas will be there, mathematical formulas will be there. For this can be explained by the different formulas, like that each and every administration can be, route of administration can be better explained by the different mathematical quantitative estimations. Here two compartment model, it can be further IV infusion will also be there, here IV bolus will also be there, and extravascular administration, that is oral administration will be there. Depending upon that particular number of compartment models that involved, it may be a 3 compartment or 4 compartment, how many that compartment models will be different. All will become under that multi-compartment models. First one is that in short you can say that pharmacokinetic model is a hypothetical structure that is used to describe the fate of the drug in the biological system or the drug administration, and it is just a hypothesis only. That model is only the mathematical representation or description of the data. And here what are the pharmacokinetic models are means that expressing that mathematically or quantitatively the time course of the drug throughout the body and compute the mathematical parameters. What is the main purpose of this pharmacokinetic parameters means how the whole time course of the drug, how much the drug spent in our body, how much absorption is takes place, how much distribution is takes place, how much drug is get excreted away from the body with respect to that particular time, with respect to that particular time point, how much drug is that quantitatively can be and mathematically or quantitatively can be better expressed by these models are said to be. In order to compute that meaningful parameter, these pharmacokinetic models can be useful. And why you require these pharmacokinetic models, or what is the importance of these pharmacokinetic data? There are few why that particular modeling is done. Why you are determining, why you are assuming this follows these particular approaches in order to determine this pharmacokinetic parameters. Mean here first one is the main three reasons are: first one is the descriptive, second one is the predictive, and third one is the explanatory. For this descriptive purpose, predictive purpose, and explanatory purpose, these models are main objective of this modeling is done. What purpose it is descriptive mean? To describe the drug kinetics in the simple way. That means how that time course with respect to absorption, time course with respect to distribution. For each and every kinetic process, better explained in a simple way by using that pharmacokinetic modeling. For in order to explain any complex process, some hypothesis is done. That for the same thing only here applied. That model, this type of the modeling, pharmacokinetic model, main aim is to describe the drug kinetics in the simple way. And second one is the predictive. What to predict? Predict that particular time course of the drug after that multiple dosing based upon the single data, and to predict that absorption profile of the drug from the intravenous data. Here different types of the routes of administration and different types of the dosing can be done. That means it may be a IV bolus dose will be there, extravascular admission, intramuscular, different subcutaneous route, different routes will be there. Drug behavior will also be changes with respect to the route of administration. And apart from the route of administration, the different behavior can be exhibited by the drug in our body, followed by the different types of the dosing. It may be a single dosing will be there. In some cases, multiple dosing will be there. In the single dose followed by the oral administration will be there, and multiple dose followed by the intravenous administration will also be there. Here in the simple way, you can easily determine that pharmacokinetic parameters or the time course of the drug behavior in our body by using that particular single dose data can be obtained. By using this, on the basis of this single dose data, you can easily predict that particular time course of the drug if the drug is administered in the multiple dosing form, and also to predict that absorption profile of the drug from that particular intravenous drug. When the drug is, because of that few reasons, disadvantages, most of the drugs will be administered in the promising type of that administration is the oral dose. But here, in order to predict that particular absorption profile followed by the intravenous dose, this particular pharmacokinetic models will be useful. And explanatory, for what purpose means sometimes some unclear observations can be seen. Such type of the unclear observations can be easily explained by using these hypothetical models, which are the pharmacokinetic model. Simply you can say that in order to describe the drug kinetics, how the drug behavior takes place once that followed by the administration by the appropriate route in the simple manner, this type of the modeling can be useful. In order to predict the time course of the drug basis of the single data, you can easily predict that time course of the drug followed by the multiple dosing. And this will be very useful to explain some unclear observations also. And here, for what purpose? Here, why you need to do this data? Why that pharmacokinetic modeling is done? Here, where it will be useful? For what purpose it will be useful? Simple manner, you can say what are the applications of this pharmacokinetic model? The prediction of the drug concentration in that particular plasma or tissue or urine at that particular point of that time. You can, but that particular you are administrating particular drug through the appropriate route at 9 a.m. and at that particular drug concentration in that particular tissue or in the urine or particular plasma in the blood, you can easily predict that concentration of the drug that present at any particular point. You are administering a drug in the morning 9:30. If you want how much concentration of the drug, if you want to predict by the 10 a.m. or the 12 p.m. in that condition, these models can be useful to predict such a drug concentration with respect to that any point of the time. And determination of the optimum dosage regimen for the each patient by the prediction for the depending upon that person to person, drug absorption will be varied, distribution will be varied. If you predict that such a drug concentration at the particular point of your time, you can design an optimum dosage regimen. Dosage regimen is nothing but the amount of the drug, dose of the drug, and whatever the route you are administering, what time, whole thing can be considered. By considering all these parameters, you need to design one dosage regimen to give an optimum therapy to the patient. Such therapy, that determination of the optimum dosage for that each patient can be done by using this pharmacokinetic models. And apart from that, estimation of the possible accumulation of the drug and as well as metabolic. In the multiple dosage regimen, the major disadvantage is the accumulation. If without complete elimination of the drug, if you administrate that particular subsequent dose of the drug without complete elimination of the drug, prior administrated drug, what will happen? The drug that which is administrated previously will be get accumulated in our body, and without it, that means here initial dose you are administering 500 mg. If the 250 mg get eliminated, the drug will be 250 mg will be remain back in our body without elimination, complete elimination. If you are administrating another 250 or otherwise 100 mg, whatever it may be, that subsequent dose you are administrated, these 250 mg and now that administrated 100 mg, that means 350 mg will be accumulated in our body. That means undergoing that particular accumulation can also be estimated, estimation of that possible accumulation of the drugs, and that sometimes metabolites may also be accumulated. Such type of the estimation can be done by using such pharmacokinetic models. And apart from that, quantitative assessment of effect of disease on that particular drug, ADME process only. That particular patient is suffering from such a disease. If the drug is administered, by the effect of that influence of the disease, how that in that particular when you are in the clinical trial, that absorption will be shows very good only 90% AUC, like that it will be show that particular whenever that particular patient is get administered by that particular dosage form, who is affected from the disease, it may be that particular absorption may be vary from the patient to the patient. That it will be influenced by the intensity of the disease. How that particular effect of the disease onto the drugs absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion, whole thing quantitative assessment can be done by using this pharmacokinetic modeling. And apart from that correlation, you can also develop a relationship between correlation of the drug concentration with the pharmacological activity. Here you are predicting the drug concentration. With respect to the drug concentration at the particular point of the time, what type of the pharmacological activity can be achieved can also be estimated by using the pharmacokinetic models. And apart from that, these models can also be useful to evaluate the bioequivalence also. And also by this will be also useful to understand understanding the drug interactions also. Simply you can say for the prediction of the drug concentration at any point of the time, and by using this all these predictions you can determine, you can design an optimum dosage form for each patient, and estimation of it can also be useful to estimate a possible accumulation of the drug. If it is drug is get accumulated, by using this knowledge you can determine a low dose of the drug, or you can take that appropriate steps in order to avoid this accumulation. And also useful to quantitative assessment of the effect of the disease onto the drug absorption, distribution, metabolism, and as well as the excretion. And apart from that, it also develops an correlation between the drug concentration with respect to the drug concentration that attained in our plasma or the blood, that pharmacological activity will also be varied. That correlation can be developed by using these particular all pharmacokinetic models. You can easily determine that you can develop a correlation between that concentration and as well as the pharmacological activity, and evaluation of the bioequivalence and as well as the understanding of that particular drug interactions also. And here types of the pharmacokinetic models. It may already you have explained earlier, that is model approach and model independent approach. Now coming to complete explanation of that particular model approach. It can be explained under the three categories, that is the compartment model, physiological model, and distributed parameter model. Here what is the compartment, how can you differentiate from one model to the another model? What is the basic difference mean? These particular compartment models are also called as empirical models, and here that physiological models are on assumption of the realistic models are considered. Here that particular distributed parameter models are also called as realistic model. These that compartment models are the empirical models, whereas that physiological and distributed parameters in consideration with that real physiological model, these physiological models and distributed models can be designed. Coming to that compartmental models, what are the compartment model? These models are simply interpolate the experimental data and allows an empirical formula to estimate the drug concentration with the time. Simply that upon the administration you are taking the samples with respect to the time, and that but by using that experimental data, that can be that particular data which can be interpolated by using some graphs, that particular whatever the data will be obtained, simply that substitution of that obtained data in the empirical formula in order to estimate the different meaningful pharmacokinetic parameters by using the drug concentration with respect to the time. Simply you can say by using the plasma concentration time profiles, that interpretation of that experimental data in further substitution into the subsequent empirical formulas, the whole estimation of that drug concentration in the time can be done. Here, this whole compartment model, compartments are simply hypothetical in nature. Completely, it is hypothesis. That hypothesis is in turn done on basis of the some assumptions, certain assumptions. What are the assumptions? First one is the body is represented as series of the compartments arranged either series or in the parallel to each other. You are considering that compartment, that means that each and every compartment which will be communicated each other reversibly with each other. What is the compartment? What is some assumptions here is the body is composed of number of compartment. As I discussed here, it is the compartment is nothing but group of the tissues there. That means depending upon the number of tissues present in our body, that means whole body is composed of the number of compartment. That compartment assumption, that arrangement can be either in the series, that means that in the center the compartment will be there side by side by side by, it will be get joined, or otherwise if it's in the line it will be side by side, it can be arranged, or otherwise parallelly to each other that arrangement will be takes place. And here one thing, that each and every compartment is will be well communicated with each other reversibly, that if it the central compartment is there, that particular compartment will be get joined with the other compartment like this. One compartment will be well communicated reversibly with that particular each other. And second assumption, first assumption is that but it composed of number of series of the compartment, whether it will be arranged in the series or otherwise in the parallel. The only thing reversibly that communication, the communicated each other can be takes place. And each compartment is not a real physiological or anatomical region, but here that virtual one and considered as the tissue or the group of tissue that is similar to the drug distribution characteristic, similar blood flow and as well as the drug affinity. That each and every here it is the hypothesis only for the experimental purpose you are taking, and here does not have any real physiological. And if you are taking that that particular liver will having some blood flow, it will be connected with the other anatomical region, but here each compartment does not have any real physiological or anatomical region, but here considering that particular tissue or that particular group of the tissue that comes under that particular compartment will having a similar drug distribution characteristics with respect to the blood flow and as well as the with respect to drug affinity towards that particular drug. And the third assumption is each compartment, within each compartment drug is considered to be rapidly and uniformly distributed. That compartment is said to be the well steered compartment. Here in each and every compartment, that particular you are considering all the compartment, that compartment each and every compartment is considered to be, once the drug is administered, the drug will be rapidly and uniformly distributed within each and every compartment. That whenever that uniform distribution is takes place instantaneously and rapid or otherwise immediately, such type of that process is said to be, in such cases that compartment is said to be the well steered compartment. And rate of that particular drug movement between the compartment is described by the first order kinetics. You have many types of the, depending upon the order of reaction, it can be depending upon that how the drug will be influenced by the concentration of the drug in the body. It may be kinetics, may be a zero order, first order, mixed order, but here in the compartment model, the rate of the drug movement between the compartment is described by the first order kinetics only. And the rate constants are useful to represent the rate entry into and exit from the drug. That means K1, Ka, what does it indicate? That absorption rate constant. Kb, biliary excretion rate constant, that meant Ke, excretion rate constant. Like that each and every constant can be used to explain that each and every process. Like that only here also the rate constants are commonly used to represent the rate of drug entry into the body and exit away from that particular compartment. And here what are the different compartment models? Further it can be divided into the two types. It will be that mammillary model and as well as the quaternary model. And here what is the mammillary model and what is the quaternary model? Here that first one is the mammillary model. In the assumption itself, that few assumptions, first assumption is compartment model is composed of number of compartment, either it will be arranged in the series or otherwise the parallelly with each other. Depending upon the arrangement, whether it is the series or whether it is that particular in the parallelly, that compartment models can be further classified into mammillary model and as well as the quaternary model. If that arrangement takes place in terms of the series, not by the side by side like in the train compartments in the train, if that particular all over the compartment that involved in the mammillary model, when that they are that connected with each other parallelly, that will becomes under the mammillary model. Whereas when that compartments are arranged in the series, like the compartment that arranged in a train, such that type of the model will be considered under the quaternary model. Now coming to what is the mammillary model mean? It consists of one or one or more peripheral compartments connected to the central compartment in the parallelly, that is said to be the mammillary model. And here you are using the two compartments, you are telling one is the central compartment and second one is the peripheral compartment. What is the central compartment comprises of and as well as the peripheral compartment comprises of? Always the central compartment will be comprises of, comes under the highly perfused tissue where the blood flow will be high, which is considered, which will be comes under the tissues such as lungs, livers, kidney. All these will comes under that particular central compartment. And whereas that particular peripheral, the drug absorption will be takes place directly into such a type of the compartment. When the drug will be administered in our body, then first the entire drug will be enters into the plasma, and followed by the where the drug absorbed, the drug blood flow will be there, more and more will be there the drug absorption will be, the drug more maximum amount of the drug will be reaches that particular tissue. That's why here you are saying that central compartment is comprises of the plasma and highly perfused tissue. Such type of the plasma or the such type of the tissue will be directly absorbed by this drug into this compartment. And here, what is the peripheral compartment composed of means? Peripheral compartment, which is also called as tissue compartment, the which are having low vascularity or the poor perfusion rate. The drugs which comes under that poor moderately perfused tissues or the poorly perfused tissues comes under that particular peripheral compartment. And the distribution of the drug to the compartment, to this compartment, that means the peripheral compartment is takes place through the blood only. That distribution, once the whole drug will be enters into the central compartment, that may be a plasma or otherwise the highly perfused tissues such as liver, heart, kidney, all these things will be there. Whereas the poorly perfused tissues will be comes under the that peripheral compartments. That distribution there directly takes place. Here the distribution will be occurs from this central compartment to the peripheral compartment. And here in the assumptions of the compartment model, each and every movement of a drug from that one compartment to the another compartment is explained by that each rate constant. And here it follows that what type of the kinetics? First order kinetic. Same thing only here, movement of the drug between the compartment is defined by the first order rate constant, which is denoted by the capital K. And here the subscripts are commonly used to explain the drug movement between one compartment to the another compartment. That means if it is K12, it refers that movement of the drug is takes place from the compartment 1 to the compartment 2. If that particular rate constant is designated as K21, that indicate the drug movement is takes place from the compartment to the compartment 3. If that particular model is composed of that three compartments will be there. In such cases, if that rate constant is designated as K21, in such cases that indicate movement of drug is takes place from the second compartment to the first compartment. It indicate that K23, that indicate that movement of drug is takes place from the third compartment to the second compartment. Like that each and every subscript that indicate the direction of the drug movement from the one compartment to the another compartment. And the number of rate constant which are appeared in the particular compartment model is given by the R. How many rate constant is that particular whole model number of compartments is differ. And here in the whole pharmacokinetic model, how many rate constants are involved by can be given by the R. Here for the intravenous administration, R is equal to 2n minus 1. 2n minus 1, why that? Where the n is indicate the number of compartments that involved. Here always that intravenous administration whole drug will be enters into the systemic circulation. In the most of that and for the extravascular administration, that particular R can be given by the value of the 2n. That means if the number of compartments here or 2 will be there, 2 into 2, that 4 minus 1. In such cases, the compartment model that will be involved in that followed by the intravenous administration is given by the three compartments are involved, rate constants are involved. Here the extravascular administration only 2n. If two compartments are there, the number of rate constant that involved in that particular pharmacokinetic compartment model followed by the extravascular administration is explained by the, in such cases, 4 rate constants will be involved. Here, since that particular absorption step is eliminated here, once the drug is administered by the extravascular administration, always one will be more compared to the extravascular. Here 3 rate constants are there, here 4 rate constants will be there. If that particular extravascular administration is explained by the 5 rate constant, in such cases it can be that intravenous administration of the same compartment model can be explained by the 4 rate constant. Why means always in the extravascular administration it can be explained by the extra that one more rate constant, that is the Ka. But the same drug when administered to the intravenous administration, one will be excluded here, which is the absorption rate constant. Here these are the different compartment model, that is a model 1, model 2, model 3, model 4, model 5 and model 6. Here if you see, this is only one compartment is there, and here it can be explained by that particular that rate constant K1 naught, that indicate movement of the drug is takes place from one compartment to the external field. 0 is nothing, always it is the external environment. Movement of drug is takes place in, that means in the pharmacokinetic analysis of that in order to determine that quantitative estimation of the pharmacokinetic parameters, only one compartment is involved. This is the one compartment model that is followed by the intravenous administration. Here that means only it can be explained by only one pharmacokinetic rate constant, that is K1 naught. That means that indicate movement of drug is takes place from the central compartment to the one compartment to the external environment. Here model 2, what is the model 2? One compartment model extravascular administration, that may be a rectal route or the oral route. Here since it is the intravenous administration, absorption is step will be excluded here, that's why there is no absorption rate constant. If the same thing, the same drug, when it is administered by the extravascular route and follows that one compartment model, which can be explained by that further 2 rate constants will be involved, that is K01, that indicate that drug that movement of drug is takes place from the external environment to that particular central compartment. That means administration is given from the external environment, and K1 not indicate movement of drug from the central compartment to that elimination. Simply you can say movement is takes away from the body, that is the 0 that indicates. Here 2 compartment model intravenous administration, same thing only here. Since the drug is administered to the intravenous administration, only difference is here 2 compartments are involved. This is one compartment, this is the second compartment. Here one is always the central compartment and 2 is the connected for that all the other than that central compartment, depending upon the number of compartments, it can be designated as the peripheral compartment 1, peripheral compartment, that means peripheral compartment 2, 3, like that will be there. This is the 2 compartment model. Since it is the intravenous administration, there is no absorption rate constant, it can be explained by the 3 rate constant, that is K1 naught, that movement it takes place from the central compartment to the external environment. And here K12, always in the assumptions already I have explained here that each and every compartment reversibly communicated with each other, that here the same thing can be, that reversible connection communication is there from one compartment to the another compartment will be there. And here K12 indicate movement of a drug from the central compartment to the peripheral compartment. That K21 indicate movement of drug from the peripheral compartment to the central compartment 1. Same thing only when that extravascular administration, the 2 compartment model, since it is the extravascular administration, absorption will be involved here. That's why K01 indicate movement of drug is administered here. K1 not is indicate that movement of drug from the central compartment to the external environment. K1 to K21 same as this thing only. And here the three compartment models. This is the central compartment, this is the two peripheral compartments. This is the model for the intravenous administration, this is model for the extravascular administration. Only thing, one thing is drug movement is takes place from that from compartment to the another compartment, but input and output of that particular drug movement is takes place only from the central compartment. If you see these two compartments, here the drug administration is given, here the drug output is takes place. Here always that particular drug input, drug absorption and drug elimination will be takes place only from the central compartment. From that only the drug movement will be takes place through the other compartments also. And here next